Good evening, everyone. Ando Star Saber here. We're making some attempts at Phase 1, this time using the Finn in the lineup to try to get some more damage out of it. I've been making several attempts. I even had a couple of false start videos. I didn't want to bore you with false attempts, so I want to give you a pretty good idea. Still got some health left, 28%. All of you happy, zealous Phase 1 killers haven't taken them down too far for me yet, so I do have a little bit of a chance to get some damage in, maybe get the attempt. Same strategy going in is mostly the same as before. I tried to pull off an Illuminated Destiny before he takes a second turn. Don't usually pull off the first, but if I pull off the second, it's usually enough to slow down and get a good train roll. I'm going to go ahead and skip slowing him down at this point because he doesn't have a lot of turn meter to begin with. Keep on casting. Keep on hitting. Every time translation falls off, make sure you find where it fall off and give it to that character first because you want to get as many continuing in there. See, now that we saved the turn meter reduction, we can pull it back down, cast off Illuminated Destiny, and let the train continue. Now, it's always good to know where you started. Right now, we started just a little bit more than 28%. So when you do that, I know, okay, I want to set probably at least 15% as a good target goal. I don't know if, that's not a huge, that's really around where my resistant trooper is doing, maybe a little less. If I can get more, that's great. But it's always good to see whether you're going to have a good run or not. And that would indicate a pretty good run if we had somewhere in the vicinity of 15%. So we're just going to continue here. Looking okay so far. Replace the translation buff on Jedi Training Ray. Keep popping up, bringing up that damage on Finn. The more times he gets to go, the higher his damage will get every time he hits. Because he keeps getting that offense up every time he casts, or every time he uses his second ability. So you want to use as many chances as you get. Now, looks like we have good translation up on everybody right now, so I can go ahead and use 3PO's call to assist on whomever indiscriminately and not feel like I'm having it cost me in any way. Okay. Lost it on Jedi Training Ray again. That's great. I don't necessarily need it on her, and we get she gets a lot of turns anyway, so I'm not too worried about losing it on her because she'll gain it right back pretty quickly. Use your special abilities every time you can, with maybe the exception of you see those times where I withhold using the turn meter bring down on Jedi Training Ray because I'm trying to save it for a more opportune time. Now, in this case, where you're close to getting ads brought back, you always want to look at, do I need to keep my burning or should I put up a smoke screen? In this case, I use the burning because I figure hopefully before the ads come back, I'll have it off cooldown again. Because you always want to get the burning out when the ads come out there as well. When you do that, that's where a lot of your exposes come from, and that's also where a lot of turn meter comes from. So you want to take advantage of that anytime you get the opportunity. Now, we have no choice but to do the smoke screen. Fortunately, that will clear a lot of the opportunities he has to suck down your buffs. Hugely important. You take your turns cooldown. You always try for that speed reduction if you can get on the first time. Remember, as you hit him more and more between his turns, his potency builds up. So that's, or not his potency, his tenacity. So if you've hit him a lot, more than likely your debuffs aren't going to stick. But if you haven't hit him since his turn, that's where your debuffs, like most importantly, slow, is going to kick in, and that'll give you a little bit more time between turns to keep banging on them. So you want to just keep working them. The more turns you get, the better. As you can see now, we're in the 170k range. Looking pretty solid. 22%. We've knocked off about 6% so far. about 10% away from our target. Nice 200k hit there, almost. Smoke screen on BB-8 whenever you can. Try to maximize the exposes in the field whenever you cast a basic. Unfortunately, sometimes you gotta kill an ad to do that, but you keep on working it. Use C3PO on the ads to try to gain a little bit more expose out of the mix. Get your train continue going. Down to almost 20 now. Gonna have to burn the burning. Get ourselves a nice little illuminated destiny. Unfortunately, now we're down to all of our ads have brought guards, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on the annihilates, and ideally here time it so Jedi Training Ray eats the annihilate with the guard up. So okay, taking his turn. That'll set the annihilate to 0 on cooldown. Now it's being very careful to make sure that I time it specifically so that Jedi Training Ray does it ideally right before he gets the annihilate off. And since she's pretty quick, you have a few turns at it, so you want to try to time it accordingly. You don't want to go too early, because if she takes another turn, you're going to waste the guard. If you go too late, you're going to take an annihilate, and obviously that's not ideal. I'm going to go ahead and use it now, just in case. Pop off Illuminated Destiny to clear the debuffs coming off here. Try to hit him as much as possible. Fortunately, with the guard up on Jedi Training Ray, she doesn't gain all that turn meter she normally would from unique abilities with BB-8, so we can leave it up a little bit longer and hopefully move off of it soon enough after, so we can keep the BB-8 and turn meter train going. Looking pretty solid. Gotta make sure to keep that foresight up on Jedi Training Ray now, because we're in a spot where if she takes a hit without foresight, we could probably lose her. Very dangerous, because that AoE is going to go off soon. Okay. Good. Looking okay right now. Making sure I haven't lost any translation buffs. Look to be okay. Bring it in. Keep Jedi Training Ray moving forward. Down to 16%. Looking solid. Remember, 13% is basically the goal. So that's what we're going to keep shooting for. I think we're going to make it, judging on the timing and all that. Looking okay. Going to go ahead and try. Yep, got the slowdown. That's good. That's what we want. We want to keep slowing him down as much as possible. And keep getting as many hits off as we can between his turns, because it always slows things down when he sucks someone's buffs off. Looking solid. Nice 200k hit. Pretty good. Keep working him down to 14%. Keep an eye on his Drain Force ability. It's got a little time yet right now, but with all those debuffs out there, you don't want it to catch you with your pants down. Keep on passing the smoke screen to BB-8. Sucking turn meter when you can. Putting up exposes where you can. Popping the burning. Next time we should be able to take that ad, we use it, and it'll hopefully pass it to either R2 or Jedi Training Ray. Sucked Finn's buffs, that's not ideal, but what you do? Try to put up an expose when we can. Good, we got it. Okay, keep on popping buffs where we can. Got resisted on the slow, not surprising. We've taken a few shots against them, so these things happen. Smoke screen back to BB-8. Get another shot off from Finn, burning down the ad. A little bit dangerous. Thankfully, we're still a turn away from the drain force going off, which, when you have a lot of buffs flying through the air, that's always a little scary. Or debuffs, I mean. Okay, we're actually a good deal past the 13% goal, so this looks like whatever we come up with, it's going to be a pretty solid run. Just got to keep concentrating here, not take a annihilate accidentally or something when you shouldn't, and take our time with this, because I mean, it looks like we're going to do, I don't know if we're going to push the phase, but we're going to come close to it. Okay, looking okay. I'm going to pull Jedi Training Ray just because she can keep pulling BB-8 back into that and make the turn meter advance a little quicker. Ooh. Okay. He didn't cast his Annihilate, thankfully. It was a huge risk there. That was a time we could have easily lost our opportunity there. So we fortunately lucked out that didn't happen, but it very well could have. So you want to be aware of that. Now, we've got this Annihilate here, and we should be able to put the guard up on R2 again before he takes another turn. And that'll work out great. Okay, make sure if you have translation buff up, you make sure it's on the lowest player. Good. Keep on this, because R2's not going to gain his turn meter back super fast, and Nihilus will go elite that. Annihilate. Bring up your looking pretty healthy, going to knock off quite a bit of health. He's in the enraged stage, but thankfully R2 was able to take it with the guard up, so that gives us a little bit more time to continue to work things. Maybe get a few more big hits like that with Finn. Okay, lost Finn. There's our biggest damage, but we're going to have a pretty good run nonetheless. Maybe it could have been better. I'm sure it could have been better, but at least we demonstrate the capability of using this team effectively. So we're going to continue this run as far as it'll take us. Probably not super far, just because these three can't by themselves do that much damage, but we're going to lose that. We recover C-3PO, and let's see what we come up with. 10 million. Pretty impressive. So that's the run for you, just so you get to see what that looks like and see Finn's viability firsthand, and that's all it is. If you have any questions, please do so online or Discord, and we'll see you next video.